Have you ever wondered why your spiritual journey seems different from others? This question arises often, especially when we find our experiences diverging from what we perceive as the norm. But here's the crux of the matter. There is no norm when it comes to the spiritual journey. It's as unique as the individual embarking on it. Imagine, if you will, standing at the edge of a vast forest. This is your spiritual journey. Each tree, each path, each clearing represents a different experience, a different lesson to be learned. Some paths may be well-trodden, others barely visible, but the one that calls to you, the one that feels right in your soul, that's your path. I remember standing at the edge of my own forest, feeling somehow different. I looked around and saw others confidently striding down their chosen paths. But my path was not so clear. It was overgrown, winding, and filled with unpredictability. It didn't look like anyone else's path, and for a while that made me question my journey. Was I doing it wrong? Should I be following the crowd? The answer I found was a resounding no. Each spiritual journey is as unique as a fingerprint. No two are alike, and that's the beauty of it. This is not a journey of conformity, but one of self-discovery. We're not meant to follow the crowd blindly, but to tread our own path, learn our own lessons, and grow in our own unique way. Embrace the fact that your journey is different. It's okay if it doesn't look like everyone else's. It's okay if it's harder or if it takes longer. What's important is that it's yours. You're not walking someone else's path. You're blazing your own trail, and that, in itself, is a beautiful thing. So, in those moments of doubt, when you're questioning why your journey seems different from others, remember this. Your spiritual journey is your own. It's not a race, it's a path of discovery, and it's a path that only you can walk. Remember, your spiritual journey is yours alone. It's not a race, it's a path of discovery. Have you ever met someone who seemed to have all the answers to your spiritual questions? We often bump into these spiritual guides on our journey, those who seem to have cracked the code, to have unlocked the secrets of the universe. They can be anyone. A yogi, a friend, a stranger, or even a book. I remember meeting a woman at a meditation retreat. She had this aura of tranquility that I found profoundly captivating. She spoke of her journey, her experiences, the tools she used, and how she learned to meditate on a mountaintop in the Himalayas. Now, while her story was inspiring, it's crucial to remember that these narratives are not instruction manuals, but rather signposts. They show us what's possible, provide us with tools, yet it's up to us to pick them up and see if they fit in our hands. Just because she found her peace on a mountaintop doesn't mean you need to book a flight to the Himalayas. Your mountaintop might be in your backyard, in a quiet corner of your home, or in the simple act of washing dishes. Our journey is as unique as our fingerprint. We can learn from others, borrow their tools, but we must tailor them to our own needs, our own realities. Spirituality is not a one-size-fits-all, it's a personal expedition. A quest for self-discovery and transcendence. The paths are as numerous as the stars in the sky, and each path is right for the one walking it. So keep an open mind, listen to others, learn from their experiences, but remember that your path is your own. It may align with someone else's for a while, but it's uniquely yours in its twists and turns. Take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. And remember, others can guide us, but they can't walk the path for us. Have you ever felt pressured to conform to a certain way of spirituality? It's a question that resonates with many of us, doesn't it? There's often this underlying expectation to follow the crowd, to align ourselves with a particular path or practice. But here's the truth, my friends, spirituality is not a one-size-fits-all. Let me share a little story with you. Once upon a time, I found myself in a spiritual community where everyone was practicing a certain type of meditation. It was a technique that worked wonders for them, but for me, not so much. I struggled, I doubted myself. I wondered if there was something wrong with me, but then I realized the problem wasn't with me, it was with the idea that we all had to fit the same mold. In our pursuit of spirituality, authenticity is key. It's about finding what resonates with you, what brings you peace, what helps you connect with your higher self. It's about honoring your own rhythm, your own pace, your own way of understanding and experiencing the divine. So what if you find comfort in silent prayer while others chant mantras? That's okay. What if you feel a deep connection with nature while others meditate in a quiet room? That's okay too. What if your spiritual practice involves painting or dancing or singing or cooking? Guess what? That's perfectly okay. The beauty of spirituality lies in its diversity. It's a vast, colorful tapestry of beliefs, practices, and experiences. Each thread is unique, each pattern is distinct, and it's this very diversity that makes the tapestry so rich, so vibrant, so beautiful. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to be spiritual. There's only your way. So, my friends, let's resist the pressure to conform. Let's celebrate our differences. Let's honor our individual paths. Because each path is sacred, each journey is valid. And so I say to you, your spiritual journey should reflect who you are, not who others want you to be. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your authenticity. Because in the end, that's what spirituality is all about. It's about being true to yourself in all your glorious, wonderful, divine difference. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the complexities of spiritual practices? Many of us have been there, feeling like you need a degree in metaphysics just to get started. But let me share a little secret with you. Spirituality doesn't have to be complex. The misconception that spiritual practices need to be complex is a widespread one. You may think you need to meditate for hours, chant in languages you don't understand, or perform intricate rituals. But the truth is, these are just tools. They can be beneficial, but they are not the essence of spirituality. I remember a time when I felt the same way. The world of spirituality seemed daunting, almost inaccessible. But then I found my spiritual practice in the most unexpected places, in the simplicity of everyday tasks. I found it while taking a walk in the park, feeling the wind on my skin, hearing the rustling of leaves, observing the rhythm of nature. I found it while doing the dishes, turning a mundane chore into a moment of mindfulness, feeling the warm water on my hands, hearing the clinking of the dishes, being fully present in that moment. You see, spirituality is not about complexity. It's about connection to yourself, to others, to the world around you. It's about finding moments of stillness in the rush of everyday life, about finding a sense of peace amidst the chaos. The key to a fulfilling spiritual journey is consistency and simplicity. It's about making spirituality a part of your everyday life, not something you do once in a while when you find the time. It's about finding your own path, your own practices that resonate with you. Remember, just as there are many paths up a mountain, there are many paths to spirituality. What works for one person may not work for you, and that's okay. The goal is not to follow someone else's path, but to discover your own. Spirituality doesn't have to be complex. It is found in the simplicity of everyday life. So, next time you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a deep breath, look around you, and find the spiritual in the simple. Are you ready to continue your journey of self-discovery? We've delved into the start of your spiritual journey, learning from others, embracing our own unique differences, and simplifying spirituality. Throughout, we've discovered the importance of following our own paths, understanding that each of us has a unique journey to undertake, unique lessons to learn, and unique growth to experience. It's crucial to remember that spirituality isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. Your spiritual practice could be as simple as taking a mindful walk in nature or even washing the dishes with a sense of presence. The key is to keep doing the work of self-discovery and self-improvement. Embrace the differences, learn from others, but always stay true to your authentic self. The journey is yours, and only you can walk it. Your spiritual journey is a beautiful process of self-discovery and personal growth. Keep walking your path, and remember, it's okay to be different. Before you go, let's keep this conversation going. Each spiritual journey is unique, and we can learn so much from each other's experiences. So, if you feel comfortable, share a bit about your own spiritual journey in the comments below. Have you found your own path? Have you learned something valuable from someone else? Or perhaps you have a different way of practicing spirituality. Your insights could inspire someone else on their journey. And if this video resonated with you, if it helped you see your journey in a new light, do give it a like. It's a small act, but it tells me that this content is valuable to you. Also, consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. We're exploring these deep, personal topics together, and I'd love for you to be a part of this community. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Remember, your path is unique, your journey is yours. Keep exploring and growing. Until next time, be well.